For story, I gave the game a 4 out of 10. While it is nice to see a Monster Hunter game with a story, right from the beginning, it is apparent that the story isn't the focus of the game. The game does do a decent job of explaining why things are the way they are, and sticking to it without creating any plot holes. Unfortunately, this is easily done through a very simple story that misses several opportunities to provide more details that would get the player more interested in the story. If you're looking for a game with a deep and moving story, then Monster Hunter World isn't for you. However, if you're looking for a game that allows you to use unrealistically large weapons to beat the shit out of even bigger monsters, then keep watching. For addictiveness, I give Monster Hunter World a 5 out of 10. The story played almost no part beyond mild curiosity and making me want to progress in the game. What did make me want to progress was the desire to kill tougher enemies with even more badass weapons while wearing ridiculously awesome armor. That desire to craft better gear and become more powerful is a feeling that all RPG fans love. It's also a feeling that affects mostly this next topic. For replayability, I gave the game a 7 out of 10. To be straightforward, Monster Hunter World only received a 7 out of 10 in the category because of everything that gets unlocked once you beat the game. Those things being decorations, high rank armor, which there are 2 sets of each, and new weapons to name a few. The main portion of the game offers a decent amount of customization, with 5 pieces of armor, each with their own stats and attached skill, a charm necklace, and your weapon of choice. While that kept me entertained through the main game, I would have become bored of it in the endgame content. Fortunately, the new unlocks added plenty more customization to the game. The high-rank alpha version of the armor boasts better stats plus 2 skills instead of 1. Beta version has 1 skill and an open slot for attaching a decoration. This allows you to attach virtually any skill you want to the armor. This level of customization allows for the creation of many unique and powerful builds for defeating the many monsters. Of course, even more options for an even deeper customizable experience wouldn't be bad, but now I'm just being greedy. All of these options keep me coming back and trying to build an even better monster slaying kit. For mechanics, I gave the game a 7 out of 10. Monster Hunter World made quite a few changes to the Monster Hunter universe. Most of these changes were for the better, however, some not so much. Some of the better changes were allowing the player to move while drinking potions, antidotes, etc. The player is instead forced into a slow walk. Also, players are now able to roll out of most actions, saving you from the death of a poorly timed decision. Blade Master and Gunner classes are now a thing of the past as well. That being said, players can now use any weapon in combination with any armor. Some of the not so great changes included those made to the cantina. In Monster Hunter Freedom Unite, the size and types of meals depended on the number of feline cooks you had. Plus, buffs and success rate of the meals depended on your feline's levels and skills. Now, you can get new ingredients by doing certain quests, but the cantina only levels up twice. Once midway through the game, and once at the end. Unfortunately, you no longer get to manage the cook's levels or skills. While I like that they added the ability to craft weapons and armor for your feline comrade, which allow you to pick their elemental attack and resistances, they took away the ability to manage their strength, defense, and skills. Skills like get down 7 times, get up 8 times. You've probably noticed a theme by now. I love deep levels of stat customization. Under miscellaneous points, the game starts out with quite a bit of handholding, but eventually lets go of the reins and gives you control. After that, I still felt that the game was quite easy though. But once you beat the game and get to the high rank quest, the game flips a switch and the quests become much more difficult. And since Monster Hunter World seems to be mostly about in-game content, that is fine with me. Another nitpick I have is that the game leaves several concepts and mechanics of the game unexplained. You may be looking at the stats of a sword you want to craft and see Elder Seal low. What does that mean? Sure, a quick run to Google usually reveals the answer, but the answer should be in the game. Some things like fire resistance don't need much of an explanation, as they're pretty common and straightforward. Other things like affinity, 10%, are not so straightforward. On the same note, Monster Hunter World added damage numbers, a feature that I like very much. Plus, they color-coded the numbers, so you know what type of damage you're doing. At least you would if they gave you a fucking color key! I mean, honestly, what is the point of giving a player all of that information if they don't know what it means? The weather channel gives me barometric pressure, but I've never once done anything with it. In the end, I would definitely recommend this game. To Monster Hunter veterans, keep in mind that this game will be different than some of the previous titles. And for the newcomers, be prepared with the Google webpage open because you'll be needing it.